Breaking news, you guys. So, I brought you a story a few weeks ago about the investigation into who took Tupac's life in 1996 was heating up. Well, they arrested this guy today. His name is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He is 60 years old, and he has been bragging all of these years about being connected to what happened to Tupac. So, according to APnews.com, a man who prosecutors say orchestrated the 1996 drive-by pow pow of rapper Tupac Shakur was arrested and charged with taking his life Friday, but it's the MURDER word, in a long-awaited breakthrough in one of hip-hop's most enduring mysteries. Yes, you guys, you know, if you have followed this throughout the years, it has been a mystery. I hope they find out who orchestrated taking Biggie's life also, because they lost their lives one after the other. So this guy, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, 60, has long been known to investigators as one of four suspects identified early in the investigation. He isn't the accused Pow Pow man, but was described as the shot caller by authorities Friday at a news conference in court. So he wasn't the one who actually pulled the trigger on the Pow Pow, but he was the one who ordered it. So he was the shot caller. Davis himself admitted in interviews and in his 2019 tell-all memoir, Compton Street Legend, that he provided the pow pow used in the drive-by shooting. I'm just going to say the word. Police Homicide Lieutenant Jason Johansson said Davis's own public comments revived the investigation by providing police with admissible evidence. So he was running his mouth all of these years, and in 2019 he finally ran his mouth enough to put the nail in his coffin. Okay, Davis was arrested early Friday while on a walk near his home on the outskirts of Las Vegas, hours before prosecutors announced in court that a Nevada grand jury had indicted the self-described gangster on one count of murder with a deadly weapon. The grand jury also voted to add a sentencing enhancement to the murder charge for gang activity that, if he's convicted, could add up to 20 additional years. The first ever arrest in the case came more than 2 months after Las Vegas police raided Davis's home. Remember, I brought you guys that in a story, in the nearby city of Henderson for items they described at the time as concerning the murder of Tupac Shakur. You guys, this is big. It wasn't immediately clear if Davis had an attorney who can comment on his behalf. Prosecutors say they did not know if he had a lawyer, and several local attorneys said they did not know who from Las Vegas would represent him. Phone and text messages to Davis and his wife on Friday, and in the months since the July 17th search weren't returned. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice, Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMahill said at a news conference Friday. While I know there's been many people who did not believe that the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department, I'm here to tell you that that is simply not the case. Prosecutors said they have been in contact with the rapper's family and that they are pleased with this news. On the night of September 7th, 1996, Shakur was in his BMW driven by Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight, and that guy's in prison right now, you guys. He was accused of intentionally running over a man he was in a truck, I think. He ran over the man, backed up and ran over him again, and then said, oops, it was an accident. But he went to jail for that. They were waiting at a red light. So that's Tupac and Suge were in a BMW. They were waiting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulled up next to them and gunfire erupted. I remember that, you guys. Oh my gosh. It was like everybody was so sad. We were just pulling for him to make it. Shakur was shot multiple times and died a week later at the age of 25. Davis, the one that got arrested, in his memoir said he was in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and had slipped a pow-pow into the back seat from where he said the shots were fired. He implicated his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, saying he was one of two people in the back seat. Anderson, a known rival of Shakur, had been involved in a casino brawl with the rapper shortly before the shooting. After the casino brawl, so Tupac and Anderson got into a fight, and it was, everybody saw the video of them, a big gang fight, okay? Mr. Davis formulated a plan to exact revenge upon Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur in his nephew's defense. Clark County Chief Deputy District Attorney Mark DiGiacomo, I don't know how to say that, said Anderson died 2 years later. He denied any involvement in Shakur's death. Of course he's going to deny it. But at the same time, do you guys think that Anderson was telling the truth? That he had nothing to do with it? And now that he passed away 2 years after that, so maybe his uncle is just like flexing, you know, lying. Who knows? Emails seeking comment from two lawyers who have previously represented Knight were not immediately returned. Knight was grazed by a bullet fragment in the shooting, but had only minor injuries. He is serving a 28-year prison sentence in California for an unrelated voluntary manslaughter charge. So the man died. On the night of July 17th, the Las Vegas police quietly surrounded the home where Davis and his wife, Paula Clemens, live in the nearby city of Henderson. I did that on, you guys can go read about whenever they raided his house and all of the things that they found. And just a little bit more about Tupac and what was going on in his life at that same time that his life was taken from him. So finally somebody has been arrested, and you guys, I kind of think they have the right orchestrator of this crime. He has been bragging about this for all of these years, and he basically put his own foot up his behind by putting that in his book and on video. Instead of being ashamed and remorseful for ordering that someone take Tupac's life, he bragged about it. And his braggadocious personality is what put the foot up his butt. And it's why he was arrested for orchestrating the murder of Tupac Shakur. And I totally believe what he was saying, because you didn't pull the trigger. You ordered someone to do it. You gave them the weapon to do it. So now that person that you accused of doing it, which was your nephew, that person is gone. So the blame lies squarely on your shoulders. And do you know what? There are a lot of guys in prison who still love Tupac and his music. So he might have a hard time in there. Do you guys remember, if you've watched any of my videos, what I say about people doing things and thinking that they've gotten away with it? And I always say it can be 30 years down the road. And karma, some of you guys call it karma. I call it reaping what you sow. It comes back. And it comes back hard. And it bites you in the butt. And you think that you've gotten away with something. But you can never get away with doing bad things. I know this. I've said this over and over before. Reaping what you sow is true. It really, really is. So if you've done anything bad, just prepare. It may not, hit you hard, but you'll realize I did the same thing to someone else, or I did it and now I have to pay for it. So he's reaping what he has sown. And even if he didn't pull the trigger, like I said, he orchestrated it, he provided the weapon, and it lies squarely on his shoulders to pay for it now. Let me know what you guys think about this amazing development in the Tupac Shakur case after 27 years. My jaw is still on the ground. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about this in the comments. And I'm so happy for his family that they are finally getting closure and knowing what happened to their loved one. All right, you guys, like, share, and subscribe if you aren't. And if you are subscribed, thank you for coming back. Bye. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.